Hello everyone, welcome to your violin lesson with me and my violin. I'm Tara Blake, I have over 20 years teaching experience and I hope that you will enjoy your violin journey with me. This is the series from the start. It is lesson 1C. If you have not yet done lesson 1A and B, please go back and do them first. You need your violin ready and unpacked. If you're unsure of how to unpack it, please watch my video, Unpacking Your Violin and Bow. So in the previous lessons, we learned about the different names of the parts of the violin. So we're going to do a little jump around test today. I'm going to point to a part on the violin and I want you to try and remember the name. Remember in these lessons to do everything with me. Don't sit back and relax and just watch. Make sure that you're doing it with me. So hold your violin out in front of you and as I point, try and point with me on your violin and say the name of that part. Let's start here. Did you remember it's called the chin rest? What about this? The bridge. This is the scroll. The shoulders. The sound hole, or you might have called it the F hole. The button. Pegs, or you might have said tuning pegs. The neck. The strings. The tailpiece, and on top of the tailpiece, these little guys here, the fine tuners, the nut. Let's talk about the names of the strings. Can you remember the name of the highest string? That's the thinnest one on the right hand side if you're looking at your violin. This is the E string. Go one step down. Can you remember the name of the string? This is the A string. One step down. Name of the string? This is the D string. And the very lowest note on the violin, the thickest string on the left. Can you remember the name? This is the G string. Well done. Hopefully you're getting to know the names of the parts of your violin really well. Okay, let's quickly remember how to get it into position. So we're going to hold it underneath our right arm. Put your hand on your tummy. Don't worry if it feels a little uncomfortable here. You're not going to be holding it for long like that. But remember, this is rest position. It is the safest way to hold your violin, especially if you have to walk up on stage for a concert. You're going to take your train, which is your left thumb, and place it on the train track, which is the line between the lighter parts of wood of the neck and the darker part of the fingerboard. And we're going to slide our thumb up and down there with our fingers on the strings. So we're going on a train journey and we go up and down a few times. And remember, this is always important for later. Everything that we do is important. Once we've done that a few times, we slide up to the shoulder of the violin, holding it nice and securely. And now we can do a few bends with our knees. Make sure that the knees are nice and loose. Stand on your left foot for a moment and place your right foot gently down. Then remember to start with a little bounce in your knees. Right arm out to the side. Take your violin out, watching that you don't knock the shoulder rest off. Place your finger on the button, lift it high in the sky, down on your shoulder like a piece of pie, and remember it should be at an in-between angle. This would be no pie, too much pie, just the right amount of pie, and say hello with your hello hand. Let's quickly give a few strums. Remember to breathe nicely. Let's take our right hand, place the thumb on the fingerboard gently and play after me. Let's do a little copycat. This is the E string. This is Remember, when you're holding your violin, to keep your head nice and straight, and if you are super smart, you'll be able to drop your left hand and hold it just in place with your jaw. Make sure the scroll is in line with your nose. So never down like this, not too high up, just in between. And as I showed you in unpacking my violin and bow, it should be comfortable here and it shouldn't hurt. If it hurts, you can use your yellow cloth, your duster, to put over the metal if that helps you. Okay, so now let's talk about our left hand. This is the hello hand that can say hello. And we need to get these fingers used to moving and nice and strong. So a nice starter exercise is just to let them jump up and down off the strings. I'm still up against the shoulder of the violin, so I'm not doing that. And I'm just allowing my fingers to touch the strings and bounce back up. If that's comfortable for you to do, then try this next step, where I touch the wood on this side of the fingerboard and then jump across to the other side. If that's not comfortable for you, then you can keep doing this for a while, until your fingers feel a little stronger. That's great. Okay, then we can also do our train ride in position here. So we're going to go down and up. So towards the scroll and back up to the shoulder. Towards the scroll, back up to the shoulder. Watch out for your wrist, don't let it bend. Just a nice movement from your elbow, so the angle's getting bigger and smaller. Bigger and smaller. And if you're not too tired, we can do one more thing, and that is to take our pinky. So on the violin, this is the fourth finger. We don't count our thumb. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you say that with me? Hold your fingers out. Wiggle your first finger. That's your Peter pointer. 1, middle finger, 2, ring finger 3, pinky is 4. And today let's start getting these fingers nice and strong just by playing on the E string. So can we play this is the E string with your pinky of the left hand? Okay, now try this one with the ring finger. This is the E string. And the middle finger, which is the second finger, this is the E string. And the first finger, this is the E string. Let's do it one more time with no copying, we do it together. So first the fourth, then the third, then the second, then the first. Plucking the rhythm, this is the E string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third finger. Second. First. And have a rest with those arms. You can put your violin down. And we're now going to do an exercise with our right hand to get us ready for holding the bow, which will come in a few lessons' time. So take your right hand, that's this one over here, and I want you to wiggle your thumb and keep it bent. Wiggle your first finger, leave it there. Wiggle your middle finger, your second finger, and place it on top of your thumbnail. So can you see how I've made a donut there? So no crocodile shapes, only donuts, with my middle finger on top of my thumbnail. And just with keeping that magic circle there, I can fly around. If you feel like having a little bit of fun, you can pretend that you're a butterfly or a dragonfly, and you can fly all over the room. It'll help you be nice and loose. And once you've done that and you've landed on a couple of different places in the room, you can do some sideways figure of eights, always keeping those two connected, nice and loose. Some figure of eights. You can do some nice big circles stretching behind you as if you're swimming freestyle in the pool, sort of. We can hold our arm out straight and we can drive the motorbike to the side and the other side. Keep your arm straight and always keep that circle, that donut. And the last exercise is to pretend that you're wearing a watch, and I'm going to ask you what the time is, and you're going to really want to know what the time is and look at your watch between your eyes. So I say, what's the time? You look and you can say it's 1 o'clock. What's the time? And you're going to look, really bend that wrist. It's 2 o'clock. What's the time? It's 3 o'clock and my arm's going straight out in front. And bend that wrist. 4 o'clock, straight out in front. What's the time? 5 o'clock, and let's do one more. What's the time? 6 o'clock. Give your hands a shake. Well done, everyone.